This video, I'd like to talk about panpsychism. Panpsychism is a cluster of philosophies, and some of them are not very uh, different from this theory, but they are different enough to make this theory not a part of panpsychism. But what's the problem with panpsychism? Why I differ from it? Okay, so the fundamental claim of panpsychism is that mind is the fundamental property of the universe. So my problem with this is the term mind and the reference to universe. So if I'm talking about mind, mind is not experience. Mind is all the things that are abstract, basically, or all the things that are experiential plus all the things that are abstract, all the things that you can think about, basically. The problem with talking about that is that the things that you think about, there are things you can grasp in their entirety at the specific moment. That's experience. That's an experiential movement. That's understanding of deduction. That's understanding of sadness, happiness. Anyway, and then there are concepts that require you move between ideas to understand them in full. Now, the problem with that is that you can't move between ideas with only experience. You have to have something that is like storing your memories for you as you make those movements. That something is a brain. That something is not mental. That something is physical. So when you talking about things like mind, you are actually requiring there to be a physical substrate just to be able to express that idea of mind. I mean, you can say that mind is experience, but you don't do that, and you don't do that because you don't mean that. You don't mean to say mind is experience. You mean to say mind for all it implies, or for all you will choose it and will imply. You don't say, okay, it will be experience. I'm just using a different word. So by saying mind is the fundamental to all the universe, you're basically saying that the physical aspects that are at the substrate of mind are fundamental to the universe, and then you say basically the physical reality or physicalism is fundamental to the universe. So you're basically just creating an offshoot of physicalism this way. Of course, you can say experience is fundamental to the universe, but you don't say that, and you don't mean that. I mean that, but I don't mean that because of the other part of this. The second part of this problem is universe. When you say universe, what are you even talking about? You probably are talking about a physicalist universe in which there is a one-to-one correlation between physical reality and what you perceive. So you think that the universe is the physical substrate, the objective substrate of the universe is one-to-one with your perception of it. Of course, you don't actually mean that. You can say there's a lot of like intermediate layers that make some obfuscations, but that's basically what you mean. But then, okay, so if you say that, if mind is the substrate of the universe, of the physical, okay, what about all the non-physical universe? To put this in context, like some variants of panpsychism would say that every atom, every particle, subatomic particle, there's some kind of mind attribute to it. But that's elements in physical reality, of course. But what about the elements in dreams, in hallucinations, in what are they consist of? Are they not mind? So you'd say, yeah, they are mind. They are mind. They are only mind. There's nothing in them other than mind. So what are you talking about the universe for here? Now, and okay, I give you that, but then how do you know what is universe, what is mind, and what is not mind? Why do you even assume there is a difference between them? Yes, there are some properties of the wakeful world, but they can be explained in other means, not through objectivity or physical objectivity, such as, for example, agreement between different experiential agents, which is what I call the wakeful union. So when he's talking about you're saying the mind is a fundamental aspect of the universe. If you mean to say the universe is fundamental in its physicality, then you're not talking about you're talking about physicalism again. And if you're saying that everything about in the universe is mind, your mind, such as in dreams, such as in hallucinations, then you're not saying anything. You're saying mind is a fundamental property of mind. You're not addressing the problem, which is there's this thing that is the universe that is different from, that can do things that you don't intend and you don't control, and you have to grapple with its implications and how does that happen. And that leads you to the idea of either you say solipsism, mind is all there is, or experience is all there, and then you break down mind into experience and physicality, and then you get back to dualism, basically, because you say the substrate that makes it possible to perceive complex experiences is physical, and therefore your solipsism devolves into physicalism. Or eventually you come to the conclusion of that this is all the wrong way of looking at this, and the terms matter because they not because I'm being like a pedantic about words, because the meaning behind it is wrong. There is a solution for this. There is a solution, and metadimensional, and the theory inside segmented aspects details it, and it works. But all these things, they don't work, and they don't work because they are not willing to let go of concepts that are basically diffuse the solution, make it impossible for that to be the case. A good way to think about this, let's say panpsychism, if you're thinking about every particle, it has experience. It's like saying, think about the video game metaphor that I gave, where you're the player, you're looking at the screen, which is the concoction that the computer creates, and there's a computer behind that you don't see how it works. So you are experience, the screen is perception, and the computer, that's physical reality. So when you say that every atom on the screen has an experience, yes, it's your experience because you perceive it. That's the only thing that makes it experience. Unless you're going to say that every pixel has the potential to be this focal point of a different player, and each player would play a different game, not you. They're going to perceive reality as if that pixel is the center of their universe, and they're going to have a different computer generating that game for them. And this is this is how you go from panpsychism to understanding of this theory, and realizing that you need to start separating the physical substrate of different experiential agents to solve this problem. There is no one world. There's no one physical substrate. There are many of them, and they are reconciling, and they are, the entire theory is buried in this heap.